Your man's a simp, your man's a simp. Well, no shit, I want my man to be obsessed with me. Like, if he's not a visual representation of this, I do not want him. These are signs that he's not obsessed with you. If he begs you to do sexual things with him, after you continuously tell him, like, no, like, I don't want to, and he keeps on asking like a little bitch, a man who loves you will never force you to do something that you don't want to do.
Okay.
Especially not something as intimate and sacred as that, yo. He does not give a fuck about you. A guy who calls you the B word is willing to hit you, okay? If he's nonchalant, he'll never end up being obsessed with you. And honestly, it's just really tiring. Like, why would anyone want to get with the guy who's nonchalant? Nonchalant is just code word for I'm not doing nothing in this relationship. He drops you off after the date and doesn't wait until you get inside the house. He's not obsessed with you. Drives off as soon as he drops you off. He does not care about your safety. That's weird. Also, if you guys are walking on a sidewalk and you're walking on the side where the cars pass, he's not obsessed with you. Because why the fuck is he not protecting you? And why is he not on that side? Like, what the fuck? If his friends don't know who you are, he's not obsessed with you. Because if he really likes you, he's gonna talk about you with his friends. If he always asks you to go to his house, like y'all will never go on a date, he's not obsessed with you. Because why doesn't he want to be seen out with you in public?
You have anything else, or are you done? Are you done? These modern women, man, they just keep going. And, some of these are valid, but I just feel like modern women never stop. They just keep going. Like, dang, man. Like, when does it ever stop?
Like, what the fuck? If he doesn't overly compliment you every single time you guys go out, he's not obsessed with you. If he doesn't have your face as his home screen, he's not obsessed with you.
Right.
When you guys always have the same problem over and over again and you're waiting for him to change and he just never does, he's not obsessed with you. A guy who's obsessed with you will do anything to not lose you. So if he does any of these things, babes, you should leave him right now.
He's desperate, is what he is. He's desperate. That's a desperate man. He needs to go find some business to get into. This is not healthy, and I think that you know that.
Okay, so there's a post I seen where it's like men are no longer obsessed with women, and it's weird, and let's talk about it. It's true. Y'all are not obsessed with women no more. Y'all aren't obsessed with women. Y'all are obsessed with looks and bodies. See, what happens is y'all go looking for a bitch who got a BBW, or y'all go looking for a bitch who has a certain skin tone, who has a certain type of hair, who dresses a certain type of way, all this type of shit. And when that bitch dog you out, now all of a sudden, oh, it's not worth it obsessing over women because all y'all want is money. All y'all want is this. All y'all want is that. Boy, bye. Who the fuck hurt you? That be the problem. Y'all go chasing after the wrong thing in the first place and then get mad because when you really try to get what you want for real, it's not there. All that's there is suction and lipo. I'm not saying every woman with a BBL is shitty because that's not true at all. At all. But there's a demographic. Like, that's what y'all look for. That's the type of person you get. Let's be real. Girls like me, we have to fight harder to try to get men. And on top of that, they sit there and say that we're not worth it. Like, y'all go chasing after a certain type of bitch for clout and for the look because it looks good on your arm. And when she starts treating you the way that these certain type of bitches act, now all of a sudden it's the whole female species fault because you was chasing after an ass. That's not real. Like, men be screaming how they want equality, how they don't want to pay 100% of the bills, how they want 50-50 this, 50-50 that. Okay, so you don't want... So you're saying you want a woman, but you don't want a woman that acts like a man, but you also want your woman to be your equal? So what we did was we upped our shit and started becoming superior. We're not going to be equal to no man. If anything, we're going to be superior. Now that black women are actually taking over the game and owning most of the businesses and becoming superior and becoming the breadwinners, now all of a sudden there's nothing to obsess over anymore. Now we act too aggressive. Now we're too manly. Because why the fuck would I want to split bills with a grown-ass man? Like, if I'm going to have to worry about the bills myself and the kids, then what the fuck do I need you for? I can get a vibrator or a dildo. I don't need your dick. Like, if you want a woman to be submissive, you have to give her a place to submit. To be honest, there's no reason to be obsessing over you men anymore. Y'all don't do nothing but bring extra stress. Y'all more bitchier than the bitches. Honestly. That's why we're turning gay. Because if we're going to argue with bitches all day, it might as well be one.
So you don't think that So you don't think that you're a problem after saying all of this? You're masculine. That's the problem. You're a masculine person. You're aggressive. I mean, you just said something about splitting bills. And then you said, well, I'd rather pay 100%. What are you talking about? I don't think that you know what you're talking about. You're just talking. You're talking about two different things. Well, y'all got with this woman and this, and this, and BBLs. And, well, she got a BBL. I think I understand what you're trying to say. Well, if she's got a BBL, then she thinks a certain way. Not all women, but women like this that get this type of stuff, they think a certain way. So why would you obsess over a woman that thinks a certain way when she was always bad for you? Why would you do that? And the answer is most men are not, most men don't like that. They don't marry that. They don't wife that. And they'll continue to tell you that. Statistics actually show that they're not looking for that type of woman, right? They prefer something a little bit more natural, right? So if you're looking, first of all, it doesn't matter where she has a BBL or she's natural. It depends on her attitude, because a lot of these women out here, they don't have any of that, but they're still masculine, kind of like you. They still have an attitude, kind of like you. That's what men are trying to avoid, is this type of foolishness. I don't want to be bothered with a masculine woman. I don't want to be bothered with a woman that talks about, I'm not going 50-50 with a man, when 50-50 actually makes sense. Loser.
I saw this and I was like, well, it's kind of obvious to me, but maybe not so much to you. Men are not obsessed with hoes. Men are not obsessed with women who have no self-respect. Men are not obsessed with women who don't respect them as men. Men are not obsessed with women who just let it.
Now, you know you're saying something they don't want to hear, right? I don't want to hear that. I'm not interested in that. I'm not as obsessed with foolishness. Women that can't bring me no peace. Why I gotta? Okay, then don't bring me any peace. But don't be bringing problems in this house. Don't come in here starting stuff.
All hang out, they tell you everything that they do in the bedroom. They present to you on the first day that they see you that they going, they going day for the streets. No man is obsessed with that. Men are not obsessed with women who know it all, who run their mouths all the time, don't know how to shut up. Men are not obsessed with women who think they're boss bitches.
Stop talking.
And they can rule and run over top of a man, And for some reason, y'all act like y'all don't correlate. It's very obvious. It's so obvious. And if this is the type of thing that you want to happen again, it's time to reevaluate ourselves, girls. We need to start getting back being modest. We need to start being shamefaced. We need to change what we're doing, because how can we keep doing the same things and expecting different results?
Well, it sounds like you're talking about discipline right now. And we know for a fact modern women don't want to do that. I don't want to be disciplined. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it. That's what I want to do. I don't want no man telling me what to do. I don't want anybody telling me what to do. That's why I say I'm strong and independent. I don't need a man.
Majority of women today are hoes, and you can tell that they're hoes. And this is why men are not obsessed with you, because they're not obsessed with hoes. They might look at them, they might glance over at them, they might deal with them every now and then, but they're not locking them down. Let's not ignore the fact that a lot of women are bitter, they're hateful towards men, and they're just not nice.
And ugly too. Ugly too would be the ugly ones. I think the most off-putting thing is the ugly women, like the women that sit up here and talk about, oh man, I would never get with a man like that. You don't have a choice. Like, that's not something that you can choose to do. Like, you're not cute enough to be out here trying to pick and choose, right? Like, the same way you would tell a man, hey, pipe down over there. You need to be trying to figure out what woman would want you. That's what you need to be trying to figure out. You look like a slob. You dress like trash. You don't need to be trying to be in here talking, oh, I want this type of woman, and she better have this, and this. Pipe down, bruh.
Guys, come on, let's keep it real. Let's take accountability. Let's live in reality and not la la land. What's there to obsess over?
Nothing.
I'm sick and tired of the narrative that if a guy doesn't find you attractive, he doesn't treat you as human, because he don't even treat the women that he finds attractive as humans. Men treat women, the women that they find attractive, like rag dolls. So men don't treat women like humans at all.
You just
ever.
talking right now.
If he doesn't find you attractive, he doesn't think that
Yeah, you tired. You tired. Turn this camera off. You just talking stupid now.
you're human. He'll ignore you. I need y'all to fucking stop censoring me. Okay.
I can see the tiredness in your eyes. Your body is trying to tell you, hey, this is not a great idea. Let's go to sleep, but you still powering through talking dumb.
Okay? Please. 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 Niggas don't even like the girls that they find attractive. They actually beat on them and cheat on them.
All right.
Actually. Oh my gosh. Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all get on my fucking nerves. Like, attractive women don't have it good either. They don't have it good either.
Why you laugh like
The
that?
fuck? I just want... I personally would want niggas to leave me alone
Okay, then.
altogether. Like, if you find me unattractive to the point where you do not mess with me, you don't say hi to me, thank God. Oh my God. Thank God. Thank God. That's a privilege. That's a privilege. To not be harassed by a man.
You're done. Why don't you just stop talking? You're already tired. How come you just won't go to bed? You know what I mean? Like, we can tell that you're tired. Just go to bed. Nobody's paying attention to you. Nobody cares what you got going on. Just go to bed, man.
But they always harass you, no matter how ugly you are, no matter how attractive you are.
Oh, you got that right.
Excuse this bump on my forehead because it's really pissing me off. But one thing I've noticed that we don't talk about is how a lot of men can be jealous of women. Now, ladies, don't get to coming on here talking about a man is jealous of you because he treated you a certain type of way. Let's not get above us. But you ever notice how you come at a man correctly, you don't throw your degrees and accomplishments all in their face like how some women do.
All right.
You treat him how a man's supposed to be treated.
All
You
right.
show appreciation to him. But all of a sudden, that's still not enough. They still have some way to belittle you, as if like they feel like you don't deserve certain things in your life that's positive. They
Okay.
feel like you should be getting it from them, like you need them. That's a man that's insecure within himself. And ladies, that's a man that's jealous of you. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's jealous of you as the individual, but what you
Maybe your
represent.
success, yeah.
One time I let this guy take me out to dinner, and after we ordered our food, I go to check my phone. I'm on my phone for like 30 seconds. He got up and left. He didn't even say anything either. He just quietly got up and left.
You too.
As he should. As he should have. I mean, I don't know what y'all are thinking. I don't know why y'all think y'all can get on these dates and start being disrespectful to people. I don't know why y'all think that y'all can just do whatever you want to do on these dates. Men be telling y'all, hey man, I'm here. I'm spending my money. I'm spending my time on you. I could be doing anything else. Why in the world would you sit in my face and be playing on your phone? Why would you do that? If you're acting like this, you get what you get. Y'all don't understand that the energy that y'all are putting out here, y'all are getting back. Y'all don't understand that y'all are acting irresponsibly. Y'all understand that. Y'all do stupid stuff. You say stupid stuff. You're clowning. And then when a man says, oh, okay, I got better things to do, and just walks out on you, and then wow, did he really do that? Yeah, because you're not that important.
Sorry.
Oh, it didn't turn red yet.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you're not. You're embarrassed. You're embarrassed is what you are.
Tell me about yourself.
Okay, I'm Gabrielle.
give each other a chance.
Yeah, let's give each other a chance. Let's okay, you wanna do that? I do see you as a friend. No!
Get out of there.
So the first girl, why should I pick you? Carmen.
Because I'm the baddest bitch alive. Period. I'm the epitome of beauty, honey. I'm wifey. I do vibe with you. I'm like, I would look cute next to you, do you not think?
The moment of truth, I gotta eliminate one of you. The girl I will be eliminating is Carmen. And the reason I'm eliminating you, Carmen, is
you're a loser.
You said you're the baddest girl in the UK, and I'm not even sure if you're the baddest in the room right now.
Get you a Russell Wilson.
Go bloody.
Get you a Russell Wilson. That's the only answer. People categorize Russell as a square or a simp because he praises his wife and he treats her like an absolute queen.
Mm.
He worships the ground that Sierra.
You know, I'm amazed by how these women can sit up here and really flip a narrative of something. They can really change the narrative of things. Oh man, they do it because of this. No, not at all. Men are on Russell Wilson's case because this woman is out here shaking it. She went out here and she got pregnant by another man, which people said, hey, men sitting up here and warning you about this type of woman. And then when you go out, or this type of man, when you go out there with that type of man and he does what he does, now all of a sudden you want to settle down. We told you what that man was going to do. Now all of a sudden, I need a man to father my child. Well, you knew Future wasn't going to do it. Why did you go out there? And now you want me to correct your mistake. This is a huge undertaking. We're not talking about fixing a car. Oh man, I went out and wrecked my car. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Look, I mean, with his type of money, we can go and get your car tomorrow. What do you want? Pick it off the lot. We can go get it right now. Those are things that are replaceable. Those are the things that can easily be managed. Y'all are expecting men to deal with an 18-year-long problem. An 18-year-long problem that y'all got yourselves into. And then expecting to be able to go out there and shake your behind and he not say nothing about it. And Russell Wilson for a long time was a clean-cut guy. Christian man. But you out there shaking your behind, doing stuff that's not Christian, right? And I understand we all do things and we all involved in things that you might look and you be like, oh, baby, that's it. Maybe you don't want to do that. But doing like the stuff that you guys do publicly, man, is crazy. It's crazy work.
Walks on. And he has never not did that. Since they were married, that was years ago, he has always consistently treated his wife like the best thing that's ever happened to him. And that's because he genuinely loves her.
Right.
If you ask me, I think a majority of men, not saying all, but a majority of men really don't like women. They don't. They like
No, they're going to hold women accountable. That's what you don't like. They're going to hold a woman accountable. You can't go out there doing weird stuff. You can't go out there just doing whatever you want to do. Putting a whole bunch of nonsense on your body, all this other stuff. You can't go out there doing that. A man is not going to allow you to do that. You have to have some sort of structure and some discipline when you're around a man. I don't know why you're overthinking it.
The anatomy of a woman. They like what it feels to be in a woman because it satisfies their needs. But if you ask me, men don't like the way women think. They don't like a woman's personality. If anything,
they don't like the way modern women think.
They get annoyed and they get irritated. They don't even want to be around it. If it was up to them, I'm pretty sure that they would take their homeboys' personalities and the way that their homeboys think and put that in a woman.
You know, you're so close. Yeah, you're so far. Like it's almost like you're getting all of the right answers, but for the wrong reasons.
And they would be happy. Maybe they'll be happier. But no, I don't think that men truly love women. I don't even think they like women. I think they like what women can do for them. I think they like certain parts of a woman, but if you really ask me, they don't really like women. They like the anatomy of a woman. And that's exactly why a lot of these men will lay up with a woman, they'll sleep with a woman, they will impregnate a woman, they will put a baby in her, but they will not stay because they like the way it felt. It satisfied them at the time. But
And a lot of men are not even trying to do that. They're just, like you said, I like the way it feels, right? And women use men for that as well. When they go out on dates and they say, well, I didn't really like him. I just wanted him for food. Even outside of the food, I like the way it felt to go on a date. I like the way it felt to be wanted. I like the way it felt to be pursued for a few hours. But I don't really want a relationship. And I tell him that. Well, then why did you go out with him if you really didn't want him like that? Well, because I wasn't doing anything else. And I just felt like it felt like wasting somebody's time. Just go ahead and say it like that.
it doesn't fulfill them. So they leave that, create these broken homes, and then they still search for what they will never find because they never really want to be there in the first place. They're lost. They're confused.
So I guess a woman didn't create it as well. But okay.
If you ask me, do I think men really like women? I think a majority of men do not. Right. And I understand some people might disagree with me on this.
You got it.
Completely understandable. But until I see something different, I am not convinced.
Why should, this is the question I have for you, right? Why should, right? Answer this question. Why should black men, right? Why should we want to always hand ourselves over to black men, big, fat, and obese? I want you to answer that question. Genuinely just answer that question for me. Why should we just be like, take me as I am? Take me fat, obese, and big. Tell me why. Tell me why they deserve that. Tell me why your black brothers don't deserve better. Give me the one legit reason why they don't deserve better. And I'll wait for the answer because I can't wait. Y'all like to tussle. Oh, I'm here. I'm with it. Educate me. So here's the educate me. Since you're so smart, educate me why they don't deserve better. Here's what I've found. And maybe because folks in the gym are just different. Here's what I've observed, right? In the gym, let me tell you something. You may be mad at men right now. I call you if you're part of the fake sisterhood of trauma, go heal it, right? But one thing I'm gonna tell you right now, black men are it. You can whine about it, you can cry about it, you can hate it. At the end of the day, I'm in the gym. Let me tell you something. If a black man is in shape, that man has muscles, and that's the thing. She described the man as sturdy. But she said he was a man of great stature. You wobbled over there to a man of great stature, him and his Latino friend having fun drinking. They gave you a few minutes of time, and then it was time to move on. It took you too long to get the cues. They were probably giving you social cues, but you didn't get it. So they started talking over you. And that made you mad because then he was talking to the white girl and laughing, belly laughing. And then she said, go check it out since y'all so smart. That he started talking to it was mostly white girls he was talking to. My question is, if you're in a dating event, how did you have time to be effeminate, present, great aura, and watch one man talk to all these white women? How were you open enough for another man to even see you, approach you, want you, desire you? Were you even open? You busy watching the one man that you wanted because he was a man of, he was probably the alpha in the room and you thought you deserved it because his mother was black. What are you talking about? Furthermore, why didn't you go over there to the guy in the corner who was quiet by himself? The one that was probably more shy, more reserved. Why didn't you go over to the fat guy on the other side of the table who wasn't talking to nobody? Probably came back from work, trying to make it happen, trying to see who he can meet. He was quiet. How come you didn't go talk to that guy on the side? How come you didn't go talk to the guys that were by themselves? Answer that question. Why? How come you went to the alphas? You went to the alphas in the room and thought, I'm black, so therefore I deserve. If you don't get away from me, let me tell you something. They treated you better. They treated you good. They treated you good. They gave you time. You said you were engaged in conversation. Go back and watch her video. You engage in conversation. Time is up. Move around. No, you stood there thinking he's supposed to. He's not supposed to do anything. He's not supposed to do anything. He gave you time. Time is up. Now move around. Instead of looking in the mirror when you came back home, like, I wonder what I could do. You went online talking about, they hate their mother. They're always choosing the white girls. No, self-reflection, self-awareness. What could you do to increase your value, to increase how you look, to increase your attractiveness so you can attract more people? That's the question, right? So I forgot what I was saying originally, but my question is, like, I asked you all, and I can't wait to hear the philosophical answer. I can't wait to hear for so those of you that are so woke, please educate me because I'm not educated enough. Please let me know, what am I missing? Fill in the gaps for me because I learned a thing or two. Maybe I'll learn a thing or two. Like, fill in the gaps. This is what I was saying. In the gym. I remember now. So in the gym, let me tell you something. First of all, a lot of you, if you're not in the gym, you don't even know what it takes to build muscles. You don't know what it takes to build muscles. I've said it and I'll say it again. Men are competitive. If that man has built himself up, he's a black man, he has muscles, we know everybody want him. Everybody want him. He knows that too. So guess what he wants? He wants the best looking woman. Why? He's competitive. Why am I going to work this hard? Let me come back and say this to you.
And it's not your imagination, ladies. The men are getting increasingly hostile. Yes, they are, because they're mad that they can't attract the beautiful women that they want. And sometimes they will lash out at women they find attractive. Other times they will use women they don't find attractive as a punching bag. I've seen both of those things happen on social media and in everyday life. In all fairness, a woman can't make herself be attracted to you, and you can't make her be attracted to you. Attraction is organic. If a woman doesn't desire you, then don't hyperfixate on her. Move on and look for someone else. She can't make herself like you, and you can't make her like you. Yeah, the men are definitely getting increasingly aggressive. And ladies, don't stand around and arguing with crazy people. Just go on about your business. Don't stand around arguing with unhinged men. Do not. Just disregard them. Keep it moving. Go on about your business. Be aware of your surroundings. Stay vigilant. They're throwing temper tantrums right now.
About 3 months ago, we were out at this neighborhood block party. Some guy, pretty drunk, started getting handsy with my wife. I'm not a big guy, but I stepped in, told him to cut it out. He swung first, and yeah, I caught the worst of it. Broken nose, jaw wired shut for a bit. Since then, it's like something shifted.
Okay, so y'all were out and you got beat up. It looks like you got beat up pretty badly. This guy, mouth wide shut. I don't know if it was a one-hitter quitter or what the hell happened, but it seems like he really lost badly.
Wife's polite, sure. Thanks for dinner, good night, all that. But the spark, gone. She avoids eye contact, flinches if I hug her, says she's just tired. And this is the part that messes with my head. She's suddenly the one staying late at work, taking the kids to her mom's every other weekend. I keep replaying that fight, wondering if seeing me get flattened.
Okay, so she's avoiding eye contact. She's saying she's tired. She's not really being intimate with you after you lost the fight. See, that's a hard one, because me seeing my husband in a hospital bed and just like hurt like that, regardless of how it happened, I would feel like, oh my God, like my life, this man could have died, and like what are my children and I gonna do? Like my mind would have went straight into panic mode. But it seems as if, you know, she saw you, maybe back in his days he was more like rowdy or something, so she saw him as a protector and a leader, and once he got his ass whooped, like she was like turned off by it.
Less safe, less attractive. I'm proud I defended her, even if I lost, but now I'm scared I lost more than the fight, you know? I don't want to pressure her, but I'm worried I'm turning into a roommate who pays the bills and tells bedtime stories.
So this guy feels like he's a roommate that pays bills. This woman has isolated him. She has taken the kids to her mom's house. She's staying late at work. I feel like it's wrong on both sides. Like how do you know what I mean? Like for her, if that's how she feels, we can't unvalidate her feelings. That's how she feels, you know what I mean? And it's sad for him, because like he was trying to stand up for his woman. Everybody loses. Some people have won every fight, but that's unrealistic. You can't win every single fight, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, for her to be isolating him and making him feel like that, I feel like that is wrong on her behalf. But then again, if she's just not attracted to you no more, it's like, do you lose a marriage over that?
Guess I'm asking, is this normal trauma fallout? Do wives sometimes like pull back after seeing their husbands hurt? And if so, how do I bring the romance back without sounding like I'm begging?
And the poor guy is saying he does not want to feel like he is begging. In this situation, I really don't know. I'm not a man. I mean, but like I said, everyone handles everything differently, because like I said, if that was my husband, I wouldn't care that he lost the fight. Like, I don't think it would be that serious for me. I'm like, damn, I'd make fun of him. Like, damn, you got your ass whooped. Like, I would laugh, but I wouldn't, like, isolate him. You know what I mean? Especially if he's still paying bills and doing everything else he needs to do. Well, shit, if she wanted to win that bad, she should have jumped in and helped. I don't know. You know what I mean? But it does, I don't know, y'all. What do y'all think this man should do? I mean, divorce clearly isn't an option over a fight. Like, but it's like he's living in a miserable world now.
Well, she doesn't feel safe. And, I'm not saying that she's right for feeling that way. I'm just saying, if you're asking the question, you probably need to get in the gym, right? And, get in the gym. Don't say anything about it. Just start going to the gym. It's like, well, where's Sam going? Oh, I've been going to the gym. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff, and, we just want to get in better shape. And it's like, she might reference, getting, knocked out and beat up. It's like, well, yeah, I took a step back, and, you can't win every fight, but I want to be able to protect my family. I want to be able to at least put up a good fight, because, if I go down, you're there. What could he have done to you? That could have been a different situation. So I want to make sure that I'm more prepared the next time, right? And then going about your business. And that's you being emotionally vulnerable and open with her. If she can't handle that, then you guys have bigger problems. And you actually honestly and truly have a bigger problem now with her taking the children and being distant and stuff like that. That's immaturity, right? So I wouldn't blame you if you decide to go a different direction. I'm just trying to answer your question, because I think what she did, if you do that type of stuff, I get knocked out for you, basically, that lets me know you're not somebody that I need to be around anymore. Because now you abandoned me, and I just basically wasted. I could have said, no, hey, don't do that, right? Or a guy got handsy with her. Why did she not remove herself from the situation? We don't know the situation that she was in. We just know the environment. What led to that? That's what we got to look at. Well, he was getting handsy. Okay, hey man, let's leave. Why are we even hanging out in environments where men can get handsy? You get older and you make better decisions. I think that's what my point is.
Last night, Shannon Sharp and Ocho posted a video about how men are no longer obsessed with women. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but this is the reality. Men are simply realizing that a woman being pretty doesn't mean anything anymore. The same way all of these women are coming out and saying, I want a person of a certain height, certain income bracket, a certain level of character. Well, cool. We want some shit too. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So you list all these qualifications, you make men chase after you, you make them feel like you're valuable because you're pretty. The reaction is simply, well, we're going to stop valuing you just being pretty because we need more than that. And that shit wears off almost instantaneously. And we have some qualifications too. Do you have any relationship with a higher power? Do you have an actual plan in life to do something with your life other than just looking cute? And I know a lot of women are going to have a problem with me saying that, but you got to understand this. The men that you're looking for evidence of your worth, that flood your DMs, offer to fly you out, etc., yeah, they're weak men. They're going to cheat on you for the next pretty girl that comes across their screen. And you know that. That's because you complain about them on the internet all the time. Ladies, men are not falling for the facade anymore. You make a man work for you. You make a man feel like you're the prize. And then once he finally gets access, he sees that you're just like every other pretty girl, shallow. And it gets to a point that you feel so empowered by it that men are just not willing to tolerate it anymore. Like, it's better for them to just be alone and focus on the bag and their success than it is to chase after you.
Oh, Lord. Y'all know I'ma always bring y'all the Twitter shit. Here we go with another one. And it kind of ties into the video that I posted yesterday, where you got women that are hitting that wall, women that are tired of being that strong, independent black woman. Now they want a man. Well, not necessarily, they don't want a relationship and the things that come with a man. They just want the aesthetic, the little trinkets that a relationship brings, not necessarily the man himself and who or what he may be. And this chick went viral talking about, y'all haven't noticed that men don't seem to be obsessed with women anymore? Y'all don't find it weird? No, I don't. I don't find it weird that men aren't obsessed with women anymore by any means, because y'all aren't worth being obsessed over at all. Like I said yesterday, y'all leave nothing to the imagination. There's no mystery to women anymore. Y'all put everything out for anybody and everything. Why should I be obsessed with you when I can just scroll on Instagram, scroll on TikTok, Twitter, whatever social you want, hell, even Pinterest at this point, and see whatever boobage, you know what I'm saying? I can see whatever milk cannon I want to see, whatever fat ass I want to see, whatever body. Y'all dress like hookers at this point. That quick fashion over shit that y'all put on, y'all go to the gym with it. Y'all go out to eat with it. You'll go out with your families with it. You'll go to school with it. You'll go to your child's sporting event with it. So why do I need to be obsessed with that when I can see it for free? Y'all would rather go to a man's house and give him sloppy toppy and all that kitty cat, but would never bring him something to eat. Pay $20 for a little bite to eat on your way to go do said action. Why should men in 2024 obsess over that? Something that's easily accessible to the average man that fits your stereotype. And you ain't got to put no work in. Y'all done yell to the mountains how y'all don't need a man. Y'all sit here and chastise men for trying to help, not help. Every chance you get, you're critiquing or saying how you hate or don't like men. And I told y'all, eventually y'all gonna look up and not have anybody in y'all corner. And look what we have. A man can't ask you to smile. A man can't buy you a drink. A man can't take you to Cheesecake Bistro. A man can't take you to get a massage. A man can't get flowers. A man can't, like, so many things. At this point, men are exhausted. I have 2 single bachelor friends, well off, looking for women. They are so exhausted from dating these social media persona having ass women, these unrealistic bum broke women, all these requirements but ain't got much themselves ass women, to the point to where they just would rather sit in the house, they go to work, come back home, play the game. Play the game. Because even if you meet a decent one, they have the social media personality, and when they get to talking, they have nothing to offer. And they sit here and have the same talking points that they see on social media. They have the same mentality of the things and the women that they see on social media. They have the housewife mentality, the love and hip hop mentality, the I deserve a soft life mentality, but don't want to put no work in. And it's rinse, wash, repeat. Like, we can't just put it off on the little hood booger girls no more. It done trickled down into well-established women, lawyers, doctors, nurses, tech girls, career women. These are the type of chicks they deal with. And that's why I said the line between social media, you can't, it's getting blurred. Real life and social media is blurred at this point. We can no longer pass it off as, oh, that's just the internet. Oh, that's just social media. No, a lot of these women really believe this shit. So with all that, circle it up and package it up in a nice little package. I get why these dudes aren't obsessed with women anymore. For what? Y'all don't keep nothing sacred no more. I just scroll on your Instagram and see what I need to see. Oh, and let's not forget how quick women are to try to throw you and expose you under the bus on social media the minute you do something that is clout worthy. Lord forbid you send a weird, a compromising text or do something weird. She gonna post it on social media for other women to come clout chase off of it. Yeah, girl, he did it. So I wouldn't obsess over you either. You did it to yourself. Ain't no dude trying to end up as no dating time story or no story time with, like, nah, man, come on, bro.
Everybody, man, these women are not worth it. None of them. You know, they like you said, they all think the same. They all think like this, and it's and they're like, no, absolutely not. I'm not taking care of somebody like this.
All he said was, I can't be friends with a man-hating woman who...
A mentor of mine many, many years ago told me when I was like 21 at the time, 22. I was like 19, 21. He told me women are not as mature as we think that they are. When you start to develop yourself as a man, you start to realize how immature women are. You start to realize that, I mean, truly develop. I mean, emotionally develop, spiritually develop, financially develop, sexually develop, spiritually develop yourself. You start to realize, he told me, women are, they're overstimulated in most areas. They're overcooked. Like, in other words, society puts a lot of pressure on them to be things that they're not properly trained to be. And society socially grooms them to be the mothers, to cook for children, cook for the adults, to cook, to nurture, to be all these things. But they're more mature in social areas, in a sense of saying, learning how to be socially acceptable. But in every other area of mental, emotional, and spiritual development, they're not. Most women are not working on their femininity. Most women are not working on their nurturing skills. Most women are not working on their empathy skills. Most women are not emotionally intelligent as you think that they are. Most women do not have the capacity to help men with their problems. And that's why, for me, when I turned 28, 29, I decided I'll never befriend women ever again. Will I be kind, respectful, honorable towards women? Yes. But will I ever have a female best friend ever in life again? No. Because they do not have the capacity to solve, help, love, nurture, care about men's problems. And then and a lot of men are so sissified, and they're so effeminate that they don't see the power in brotherhood. And the reason why, because like in other words, a lot of men, because they were raised with their mothers, all they want to do is spend time with other women. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that from a heterosexual perspective, but most women will not help you grow. Most women will not hold you accountable. Most women will just find a way to siphon you of your energy, your resources, and your time. Most women are not as mature as we think that they are. We put them on a pedestal of maturity, and they're not. Here's why I say that. Have you ever heard how women talk about other women? Have you ever heard how women talk about female friendship and why they're not friends with women? Like, pay attention. Pay attention to how women talk about other women in friendship, jealousy, all that. Like, you ever heard a woman say, when you got some good, keep it to yourself, especially when talking to other women? You ever heard Kevin Samuel say, single women will keep other women single? Single women will, Single women will keep other women single. Why? Because when they see you're in a happy, healthy, prosperous relationship, they'll do whatever to make you part of the club. Women are not as mature as you think that they are. We often pedestalize them and give them grace of perfection. We often think they are more perfect than we think that they are. Like they're not capable of destruction, ruthlessness, character assassination, evil, deception, lies. We give them a lot of grace to make, and it's in society, especially with feminism, because when women get close to other women, when it comes to feminism, they will realize women romanticize cause, but don't tell you the truth about consequences. Let me say that one more time. Women will romanticize the idea of a cause instead of the truth about consequences. Like there was this white man who was talking so much about the end of the patriarchy and how divorces are skyrocketing and how women are just divorcing their husbands after 20 years because of how they feel and because of whatever emotionality they feel at the moment. They don't want to work on their relationship. And you have to realize, especially in the modern time, women are more committed to their feelings than anything else. And that's why you must, unfortunately, become a master manipulator of feelings and emotions. Because if you're not, she's loyal not to you, not to her family, not to the mission, not to the legacy, but her feelings about it. And that's it. And she will link with and if she's not careful, she will link with other women who are traumatized. Like, you gotta program your woman. You gotta tell her you can't hang around them because they don't live how you live. So they will leak their trauma, their bad situations, their issues, their problems onto you, and you will seek counsel from them, and you don't even live in the same universe. So they'll tell you to quit your marriage because you and your husband are at it for the past week or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months or 5 months or 6 months. She will tell you you're unhappy, divorce him, instead of saying work it out. You have to accept women are not as mature as we think that they are. We give them a lot of grace for their protection because the patriarchy is set up to protect women and children. Yes, there are downfalls. Yes, there are issues. But for the most part, as a woman, you are in the safest place to be because you have the choice to do whatever you want whenever you feel like it. Again, I'm not saying there's no fault, but under patriarchy, you are in one of the safest places to be because what women don't realize is women are not safe with other women. And we don't ever want to say that. Why? Because we romanticize women. We make them seem like they're innocent. They're perfect. They can never do no wrong. And because we make it seem like they can never do no wrong, we don't truly understand them.
Said a lot of good stuff, said a lot of really good stuff. And that's what I say a lot of times. A lot of these ladies are not as mature as people lead us to believe. They say a lot of stuff. I don't even know why they say they're as mature as they are. Because they're not. Well, we've reached this. No, you don't. Y'all, if you're talking about you go through certain phases faster than a man, like you have certain access to certain things, like say, for instance, you might be 12 or 13. Well, you have access to, as young as you are, well, let me not say that and get in trouble. Well, all I'm saying is, at a young age, you have more access to certain things because there will be certain people around you in your vicinity that you can experiment with. And so you say, I already have that experience. Whereas the young men, they just don't have access to that experience like you do freely. You have the option for it. And there's a lot of other things that you have the option for that men don't. So you reach a certain level faster because you just have the experience. But it doesn't mean that you're mature. It just means that you have the experience, right? I might say, oh, I was driving when I was 16, but you have 15 tickets and you're 22. You're not a better driver. You just been driving longer than me. That's it. That's how a lot of modern women are. They just been doing something longer, or they've had certain experiences longer than a man, but they're not good at it. And when the man finally gets there, he takes a little bit longer to get there. Then he finds out by talking to these women, nah, these women are dumb.